No Vijay Goyal, no Jayant Sinha, no Rajwardhan Singh Rathod. These are interesting, interesting omissions. Maybe they will be inducted into the party posts. Maybe they have other roles to play. But you are seeing significant omissions in this government. No Manoj Sinha. Manoj Sinha was the Minister for Communications in the previous government. Remember, Jaishankar Prasad was handling both electronics and information technology, where the important post of communication, which is the entire telecom sector, has been left out. He lost his election this time in Azamgarh, in Uttar Pradesh, to Afzal Ansari. So Manoj Sinha has been left out as well. If you look at pure gender, the mix of gender mix in the cabinet this time, 6 women ministers, and if I can just split that into the number of ministers who have come from north and the other parts of the country, there are about 5 or 6 ministers who've been inducted into this cabinet from the south of India. Apart from Sadananda Gowda, who's was in the previous government as well, you have new faces like Kishan Reddy coming in from Secunderabad, Prahlad Joshi from Karnataka, Suresh Channa Basappa from Karnataka, and V. Muralidharan from Kerala. There has been no representation from Tamil Nadu, no presence of the ally AIADMK in this regime. Sanjay Pugalia, editorial director at Quint, now joins us. Sanjay, thanks so much for joining in. What have you made of it? Amit Shah makes it into the cabinet as expected. What to your mind stood out?
Two most emphatic messages. One is Mr. Amit Shah joining the cabinet, most likely to get finance ministry. So our viewers should be actually enthused, because he's going to be strongly pro-poor and pro-market, both. Another big surprise is S. Jaishankar as cabinet minister. That tells you that what kind of aggressive, all-encompassing Modi diplomacy we are going to see. The states you mentioned are very interesting. Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha. It's all about Karnataka. It's all about expanding the BJP base. The other very interesting political focus is that wherever you had strong backward castes or even middle caste, land-owning castes like Marathas, so 3 Maratha ministers from Maharashtra, 3 Maratha ministers. So now you will work on getting the Maratha votes. Yadav minister from Bihar, that means you attack RJD Yadav base now, because we always, the politics so far was that there is a Reddy party, Yadav party, Jat party, and Maratha party or Patels are also upset. So that balancing has been done at a large scale. The third most important highlight is Gajendra Singh Shekhawat getting cabinet ministry. Means Vasundhara Raje era in Rajasthan BJP politics is over. There was a great struggle. Shekhawat could have been the state chief long ago, but he wasn't given that chance. Most old ministers are back, so there is a strong continuity message as far as the senior cabinet ministers are concerned. Piyush Goyal to Javadekar to Ravishankar Prasad to Smriti Irani. The new ministers are younger ones with the background of ABVP. Among allies, because JDU was unhappy, maybe they had their own internal reasons. So Nitish Kumar last minute decided that no JDU minister will be sworn in. No Apna Dal minister has been also sworn in. Harsimrat Kaur and Shiv Sena and Ram Vilas Paswan. These are 3 highlights. Even though Hardeep Puri lost, he has become the minister. Ram Vilas Paswan did not contest, he has become the minister. But Manoj Sinha, who did not contest, who contested but lost, has not been made the minister. Suresh Prabhu's, he is missing. So that's a very, very surprising. Jayant Sinha is missing, very surprising. Menka Gandhi is missing, very surprising. Yeah, Menka Gandhi. So there are large number of dropouts, very, very significant dropouts like Mahesh Sharma from Noida. Yeah. So the list tells you, as far as BJP politics is concerned, very confident Modi and Amit Shah duo. They are very clear that the transition, generation transition has to take place. Strong caste messaging. Okay. But the highlight is, again, Amit Shah and Shiv Shankar.
Okay, just one quick question, quick question, Sanjay. The omission of JP Nadda in the cabinet, does that signify that he is going to be elevated into the party now? Somebody has to fill Amit Shah's post as the party president.
most likely JP Nadda is one big front runner. People are mentioning Bhupendra Yadav's name also. But I think Mr. Nadda should be the next BJP president. The related answer also about Sushma Swaraj. She has not become a foreign minister because she did not contest the election this time. Maybe she will be the Lok Sabha speaker. This is a speculation. But I think Sushma Swaraj, despite some health issues, not totally out of operations. So I think there will be some news about Sushma Swaraj.
No, but this Lok Sabha speaker necessarily needs to be a sitting Lok Sabha MP at that point of time. I just wanted to make one more question to you, Sanjay, which is the induction of two former chief ministers from Uttarakhand, Ramesh Pokhriyal, and from Jharkhand, Arjun Munda. These are people who have not had administrative charge recently of any state. And you've had, meanwhile, other chief ministers who stepped out 6 months ago not being inducted. What do you make of the inclusion of those two?
Very clearly, Jharkhand with Haryana and Maharashtra, these are the states going to the poll, and later Uttarakhand. So the idea is to start work now. That is how Mr. Modi works. That focus on Maharashtra, focused on Jharkhand. So Arjun Munda is a clear tribal choice that sends a great message to their core voters in Jharkhand. Despite great win in Jharkhand by BJP in Lok Sabha, things may not be that good for assembly elections. So Arjun Munda is a clear tribal message. Kailash Sarangi is a clear tribal message. Sorry, Pratap Sarangi is a clear tribal message. And so is Ramesh Pokhriyal from Uttarakhand.
In the case of West Bengal, Sanjay, the fact that you have only two MOSs, nobody at the cabinet level, despite 18 MPs, is the state unit in Calcutta of the BJP likely to feel slightly aggrieved that it's made inroads like it's never before, but gets slightly underrepresented at the central level?
You are right. I think Mr. Modi will go for one more expansion as far as giving more representation to West Bengal is concerned is given. So it will happen in the next expansion, or it will happen just before West Bengal election. We can't really predict. But West Bengal is definitely going to get more representation later when the message could be much more effective.
Okay. Sanjay, just hold the thought. I have Neelam Deo, former ambassador, also joining us on this conversation. Neelam, thank you so much indeed for joining us. Your quick comments on the induction of Jaishankar into the cabinet. What have you made of it?
Well, I'll say two things. All his foreign service colleagues are delighted. He was a very well-regarded diplomat, so all of us are very pleased with this. Now, of course, we don't know what his portfolio is going to be, even though we do believe that he's best qualified to be the External Affairs Minister. But, Prime Minister Modi is full of surprises for everybody. On the other hand, I think he might actually be really good even as Defense Minister. Defense Minister is no longer a matter of, running your army and your navy at home. Defense Minister is as much a global issue, as much a global perspective required. So, I mean, he's a highly competent, he was a highly competent officer.
Yep.
So I think he could take on pretty much any portfolio. On my part, we are also very happy because, he had started these global annual conferences, and Gateway House has done two of the series of the geoeconomic conferences, and he participated in both of them.
Okay, Neelam, just one very quick last question. How much of the foreign policy that the Modi government in 2014 that it started, how much of hand did Jaishankar have? Do you expect a continuation in that policy?
I think he had quite a big hand. He was through the Modi 1 government. He has served in China. He was in Washington when he was brought back to become Foreign Secretary. And now he has had experience in the business world as well. He's, the more the United States grows in importance, the more his expertise comes into play, as well as China, whereas also he has great expertise. So, his language was Japanese. So he really knows East Asia. he has done a lot of positions dealing with the United States. And those were important in the previous tenure when he was Foreign Secretary. And in case he goes to External Affairs Ministry, they will be important again.
All right, Neelam Deo, thank you very much for your first take on the fact that Subramaniam Jaishankar is in the Union Cabinet, in the second Modi Cabinet right now. Back to you, Sanjay. What are you getting about those that have formed the executive team around Mr. Modi, whether that's Principal Secretary Nipendra Mishra, right below him, PK Mishra, whether that's National Security Advisor Ajit Doval. Have you heard whether there's likely to be any flux in that team? Is that likely to stay pretty much the same?
Very tricky to speculate this part because Mr. Modi changes, he makes very little changes in his core team, and that happens, with a great gap. So I would say that 80% team should continue. There could be some transfers, some elevations, and some new entries. But that's going to be a very one-off kind of process. I do not see a wholesale kind of change in the current PMO. The speculation is only about NSA, which I don't think really going to happen because now Mr. Jaishankar is part of the cabinet. So a lot of role about the second part of national security can be played by him. That's how Mr. Modi works. Of course, some officers get routinely transferred. So all those things will happen. But I do not see big fundamental changes in the way and with the kind of people Mr. Modi works.
Sanjay, just one sort of the political messaging of it to allies and potential allies. Shiv Sena has gotten one cabinet rank minister in Arvind Sawant. Ramvilas Paswan has gotten a ministerial berth. JDU has obviously expressed its disagreement over some issue and they're not participating in the cabinet. What kind of message does this send out to existing allies and potential ones?
Look, with 303, BJP doesn't have to really be very nice to them and they can afford to be curt. But giving one seat to Ramvilas Paswan is again because of caste matrix. You have to take care of that. I don't know, but maybe Nitish Kumar refused to allow JDU one minister to take oath today because of their internal issues. He wanted 2 seats. I think as far as allies are concerned, BJP will try to create a perception that we are taking along with along everyone, like Sukhbir and Akali Dal, they are taking along, but they are not going to go out of the way to accommodate them because there cannot be any big pressure. Because BJP Shiv Sena alliance is important for Maharashtra Assembly election, and Shiv Sena definitely deserved 1 cabinet rank. They also wanted 2, but they were convinced. BJP convinced them to only make do with 1 at this point in time. That to Arvind Sawant from South Mumbai, about whose rival, a big corporate tycoon, sent another endorsement. So that is a signal at gossip level. But a Bombay cabinet minister is an important messaging, even though it is an ally of Shiv Sena, but it is an important messaging.
Interesting that. Let's also get another voice in. Dhanya Rajendran now joins us, editor-in-chief of the News Minute. Dhanya, thanks so much for joining us today. Okay, we've not yet got her. Let's wait for her. Sanjay, one more little point I wanted to ask you about is the omissions that we were talking about. People like Menaka Gandhi, people like Uma Bharti, Menaka Gandhi just won her election. Do you read more than what meets the eye and why these people have been omitted?
I'm a bit unsure whether Uma Bharti contested this time.
Menaka Gandhi, I meant.
Menaka Gandhi. Yeah. I think she won because there was always not so comfortable relationship to be. That's what I hear in Delhi. So I think they decided to kind of at this point in time drop her. Look, some people may be adjusted in his second round of expansion. We don't know when will that happen. So yeah, the list of those ministers who have been dropped are very significant. One criteria would be honestly the performance. And there are some other political oblique personal issues, attitude issues. So Menka Gandhi may fall in that list. Mr. Jayant Sinha might have suffered because of Mr. Yashwant Sinha's revolt against Mr. Modi, and that is another way to send a message to the entire ecosystem. There are many other ministers like Radha Mohan Singh. He has been clearly dropped because of the non-performance, and some are kind of aging, so that is why they have been dropped. So yeah, the list of dropouts are very, very significant.
Okay. I do have Dhanya Rajendran on the phone. Dhanya Rajendran, Editor-in-Chief of the News Minute. Dhanya, thanks so much for joining us. The representation from the South, what did you make of it? From what I gathered, there's Kishan Reddy from Secunderabad, Prahlad Joshi from Karnataka, Suresh Chandra Basappa from Karnataka again, and Muralidharan from Kerala. What have you made of this representation from the South?
Well, the representation from Karnataka seems quite fine, as there are 3 people who have become ministers from Karnataka, 2 from North Karnataka. From Telangana, of course, since 3 BJP candidates, one from their Lok Sabha seats, one Kishan Reddy has been made a minister. What came as a surprise, however, is Tamil Nadu. Now, we were expecting, rather the AIDMK was expecting that at least one person, either Vaidilingam or OPS's son Ravindranath, would be made either a cabinet minister or a minister of state. Now, let's not forget that the AIDMK, despite the mood prevalent against the BJP in the state of Tamil Nadu, had gone ahead and declared itself as a part of the NDA, had staunchly given support to Narendra Modi, even when he was being criticized for various things. Despite that, the AIDMK has not been given a cabinet. Now, this could either be because there is infighting within the AIDMK. We don't even know whether there could be an inclusion later. But as of now, the AIDMK seems very disappointed that none of them have got into the cabinet.
On that, I just want to take that further. Have you heard anything on whether this move has come from as a Delhi decision, or whether the AIDMK, like the JDU, did the AIDMK decide to not participate in this process? Any word you've had on that?
No, the AIDMK very much wanted, in fact, that their representative should be in the cabinet. The problem is there was a split in the AIDMK as far as who should be their representative. The Edapadi Palliswamy camp wanted Vaidilingam. He has been a state minister before. OPS was rooting for his son, Ravindranath, who won from Peni. In fact, Ravindranath is the only MLA from the AIDMK, BJP, PMK, DMDK alliance who won the election. So he was rooting for his son. So I think with both these people, Edapadi Palliswamy and O. Pannirselvam, camping in Delhi, trying to lobby for their own people, maybe the BJP did not want to encourage that. But surprisingly, nobody from the BJP in Tamil Nadu also have got into the cabinet.
Dhanya Rajendran, many thanks indeed for joining us for a quick take. That's Dhanya Rajendran from the News Minute on the representation of the south of India in Mr. Modi's cabinet. Sanjay, one last word with you. You know, the inclusion of Hardeep Singh Puri. He lost his election, yet got reinstated in a sense, or re-included in the cabinet. So, winning or losing the election was not necessarily the criteria.
Yeah, not at all. That is also, legitimate. And plus, with this kind of brute majority, Prime Minister's prerogative, he can decide to make minister anyone. So, Hardeep Singh Puri, A, he is a technocrat. B, he sends a signal for Punjab. So, BJP is working in a very serious manner in the states for future, in the states like Punjab, Kerala, Odisha, and even Karnataka and Maharashtra. So this is for messaging purposes. But remember, R.K. Singh is back. Hardeep Singh Puri is back. Jaishankar is a new addition. So they are the real experienced technocrats in the government. So this cabinet is more about politics, but you really need some operative people also, some doers and practitioners also. So I think Hardeep Singh Puri is important from that point of view. One very interesting dropout, because we were talking about South India, is Anant Kumar Hegde.
Yes, absolutely. Anant Kumar Hegde, I suppose, again, I don't know if he's going to be pulled back into party affairs there, but Anant Kumar Hegde is indeed an interesting dropout as well.
Maybe because Yediyurappa era also has to end one day.
Sanjay, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much indeed for joining us with your perspective. Sanjay Pugalia from editorial director at Quint Media, giving us a broader sense of the politics, of the political messaging behind this choice of ministers that Prime Minister Modi has made in his second innings. If you've just tuned in, the Prime Minister Modi's cabinet has just been sworn in. There have been 22 new faces, people who've either returned to cabinet or are completely new faces in the second innings of the Modi government. Interestingly, this includes over 6 women members who have been included in this government. That's not all. The top 10 faces remain more or less the same. The surprise inclusion is the inclusion of Subramaniam Jaishankar, the former foreign secretary, as a cabinet rank minister. It includes allies, Ramvilas Paswan getting 1 cabinet berth, and Arvind Sawant from the Shiv Sena also being given cabinet berth in the Modi government. There are about 6 ministers who've been, or rather 5 ministers included from the south of India, largely focused on Karnataka, and 1 from Kerala and 1 from Telangana. That's the broad composition of the Modi government. The second innings, that is, the inclusion of Amit Shah sends out a huge signal to who the center of power is in the new Modi government. If you have been, thank you so much for watching. We'll try and update you with the latest on the portfolios of all these ministers as and when we get them.